Dear students, we'll try to understand special case in Green's function. So for this, we'll consider the second order differential equation which of the form p of x y dash y dash and whole dash plus q of x into y equal to 0. This is nothing but a second order differential equation. Now which we'll take it as equation number 1. Now we are going to solve the how to construct the Green's function whichever it is given in the second order. So for this, this is the equation which we have considered, where p of x is not equal to 0 on closed interval a comma b, and q of x is nothing but belongs to some c dash into a comma b. Okay, with the boundary conditions y of a is equal to y of b equal to 0. That is nothing but number 2. Now the boundary condition, you must able to understand the boundary condition, because we are going to suppose the function y of x such that it should be a solution of the differential equation, the second order differential equation, in such a way that it may satisfy one condition and it may not satisfy the other condition. Let us suppose, for example, if we satisfy y of a, then it will not satisfy the second condition y of b. In such a way, we are going to assume the solution. Okay, that is the process of constructing the special case in the Green's function. So that we are doing in a theoretical manner. Suppose y1 of x is nothing but a solution of equation 1 by the which is defined by the initial conditions. So what I am doing is y1 of a is equal to 0, means it is satisfying the first condition. You must remember that it should satisfy one boundary value, that is y of a equal to 0, but it should not satisfy the other boundary value y of b equal to 0. That I am taking as y dash of a, which is nothing but alpha, is not equal to 0. If I suppose to take the differentiation, and y2 of a is not equal to 0, the other condition, which is nothing but for the y of b. Similarly, therefore what we have written is y1 of x is not necessarily satisfying the second boundary condition. Okay, so in the similar manner, we'll suppose another function. Let us take y2 of x, another solution of equation 1 with the boundary conditions such that it may not satisfy the y of a equal to 0. You should understand, it should not satisfy y of a, it should satisfy y of b, means y2 of a is not equal to 0 and y2 of b is equal to 0. This is how we are going to consider the another function. See, you have to remember that the function which you are taking is nothing but our assumption in such a way that one condition will satisfy, the other condition will not satisfy. In a similar manner, second solution is also we are going to consider such a way that the second boundary condition will satisfy, but first boundary condition will not satisfy. This is how you have to consider the solutions. Suppose equation 1 has a trivial solution, then we construct the Green's function. So after taking these two, then equation 1 we are going to suppose that it has a trivial solution, such that we are going to construct the Green function. See, we are going to construct the Green function only for the trivial function itself only. So therefore, suppose one has a trivial solution, then we construct the Green's function for equation 1 based on the boundary value, based on the above solutions. That is nothing but boundary value as well as above solution, that is y1 of x and y2 of x. Since we have considered as y1 of x is one solution, y2 of x is another solution, we'll take the Green's function as follows: g of x comma z equal to c1 y1 of x, such that x may varies from a to z. Similarly, c2 y2 of x, where x varies from z to b. These c1 c2 are nothing but the constants, arbitrary constants. So the property of property of 1 and 2 in the Green's function, by the property of 1 and 2 we have considered this, and by property of 2 means it should have a n minus 1th derivative according to definition of Green's function. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So above deviation such that g has a jump discontinuity of the first kind with a jump of 1 by p naught of z, already we have considered according to the definition. Okay, so what we have done so far what we have done is we have considered as y1 of x is one solution, y2 of x is another solution, and based on these two solutions we have written as a Green's function in the form of like this according to definition of, otherwise the properties of the Green's function 1 and 2. And the second property says that n minus 1 derivative should have a jump discontinuity that may be equal to 1 by p naught of xi. This is how we have taken the Green's function. Now we'll suppose to have this condition because it has a jump discontinuity. So dou by dou x under x tends to xi plus minus dou by dou g by dou x x tends to pi 5 plus and dou g by dou x tends to 5 xi minus is nothing but equal to 1 by p naught of xi, that is nothing but p of xi. This p of xi is nothing but highest derivative of the coefficient of highest derivative of the given differential equation. So therefore whenever whenever you are going to do the differentiation with respect to xi plus, you may have that c2 y2 dash of xi you will be getting, and whenever you go and do for the xi minus as x tends to xi minus, after doing the differentiation of the given differential equation, you will be getting as c1 y1 dash of xi is equal to 1 by p of xi. G is nothing but what you are taken in the previously, like c1 the c1 1 y1 of xi and c2 y2 of xi is there, no, that y1 of x and y2 of x, similar manner at x equal to xi. So these two conditions we are going to take it as 1 by p naught of xi because of it is a jump discontinuity. Let us take this as property the equation as 3. So by property 1, g is continuous at x is equal to xi. So by continuous function according to that left limit is equal to right limit. So you will be getting as c2 y2 as I and c1 y1 xi, and taking to that side will be get 4. So these three you have taken, means this 3 and this 4. By solving these two we are going to get the values of c1 and c2. Now by taking this one first, I have taken this, and the next is this one. Multiplying y2 xi into that is c2 y2 dash xi minus c1 y1 dash is equal to 1 by p naught of xi. y2 dash of xi into c2 y2 dash of xi y2 xi minus c1 y1 dash of xi, multiplying on both sides. Now you got as like this. These two are similar. See y2 dash xi and y2 dash xi and c1 y1 dash xi c y2 xi is equal to y2 xi by p naught of p of xi. c2 y2 dash xi y2 dash of xi and c1 y1 xi y2 dash of xi is equal to 0. Subtracting on both sides, these two will get cancelled because both are similar, and this I have taken first and this I have taken the next is equal to y2 xi by p naught of xi. So c1 is common, I have taken this term first and this term the next, y2 xi by p of xi. Now this I got. So therefore what I got is I may get c1 value like this. c1 is equal to, c1 is nothing but y2 xi and p of xi y1 xi and y2 xi y2 dash xi y1 dash xi y2 xi. Substituting this one in the fourth equation which we have already considered, there you are going to have the c1. This equation we are going to substitute the value of that, so that you will get another equation. That is the fourth equation. We are going to have another equation after substituting, after simplifying, after substitution. So c2 y2 xi is equal to c1 y1 xi, c2 is equal to c1 y1 xi by y2 xi. This I have taken this side. The c1 value is there, this one we have substituted there, and we got like this, and we have cancelled this one. We got as c2 as y1 xi by yp of xi y1 xi and y2 xi minus y1 xi and y2 xi. So by Ransquian determinant, we know that w of y1 comma y2 is nothing but y1 dash of xi y1 xi dash xi y2 xi y2 dash xi, that is nothing but equal to, if you multiply this side like this one to this and this one to this, you got as y1 xi y2 dash xi minus y1 xi y2 xi sorry. So therefore this entire thing we can substitute as w of xi, or I can say w of y1 comma y2 xi. So w is nothing but the function of y1 comma y2. Simply I am writing as w of xi. c1 y2 xi by p of xi w of xi, c2 y1 xi by p of xi is w of xi. Now, though both the values we are going to substitute in the equation Green's function. Green's function from the boundary value problem 1 and 2 is g x comma xi is equal to y2 xi by p of xi w of xi, and this is nothing but y1, like c1 y1x, c2 y2x. So c1 value we have substituted. Instead of this whole term we have taken w of xi. So therefore x is greater than equal to less than equal to xi. And in the similar manner y1 of xi, p of xi, w of xi, y2 of xi, y2 of x varies from xi to b. So this is how we got as a Green's function by taking the values of c1, c2, and by assuming the values of y1x and y2x, we have constructed the Green's function. This comes under the special case in a Green's function. Only thing you have to remember that you have to assume y1x and y2x. That's all. Thank you.